This is a very serious Bitcoin bottom video. I'm going to show you almost Sesame Street style, but not in a way that's going to insult intelligence, how to visually get a good idea of where a bottom would be. Is it going to guarantee anything? No, but I'm going to help you visualize it very simply and very effectively, extremely effectively, so you know you have a handful of best options, okay? And that would also help you to realize when is that capitulation or serious down move getting ready to happen. Well, it looks like it's happening now, but I'll let you come to that conclusion. All right, so we're going to start with a few things behind me. I'll make my dumbass smaller here in a second, don't worry. However, take a look at this. We have bear boxes of the absolutely, unarguably most likely areas for Bitcoin to bottom. In one of these, well, actually not the top box, because that's where price is now. This top box is the bull's last defense. Price is now gotten below it, got above it, is failing it, and is coming back down, which is why this could be the initiation of the next leg down to the low 20s here. That was the bull's last line of defense, under 30K at around 28 and change. It looks like it's done. Okay. All right. So one of these 1, 2, 3 are by far the most likely areas for a bottom. This is somewhere around 22. This is between 16.4 and 20, but 20 is not a good guess for the reason I mentioned in my previous video, where you can see it here. And I'll link it to you at the end, why 16.4 is among my best bets or best thoughts for an exact Bitcoin bottom on a wick. All right, so box 1, box 2, box 3, we're going to layer all this stuff on, and I'm not in the analysis yet. I'm piecing this together. Watch the things we're going to use. Bear boxes. I have a strong thought process that the velocity with which Bitcoin goes to a bottom will be on this line. I don't think Bitcoin is going to go much under this box. So this is essentially like a miniaturized trading channel. And for example, I don't think price will accelerate down and through it, anything crazy like that. Rather, if Bitcoin is going to hit that last box, let me put the boxes back on. If Bitcoin will hit the last box somewhere around 12K, so the very, very last box right here, wow, I am like 0 for 5. There we go, the last box there. If it's going to hit it, it won't hit it until March of 2023, which means the bear market could easily last till 2023 and then begin recovering. So no altcoin season even possible until November of 2023 in that case. Not even possible, right? So I think that is the general trajectory behind me. Now, I'll take my dumbass smaller here in a second. I just want you to see this. All right, very, very simple tools. Add in the other ones and try to look at where they cross. So the lower Bitcoin, actually no, the higher of a low, the higher up that the Bitcoin bottom is, the sooner that it's going to be over. It is my general, like you can take that assessment essentially, right? Okay, so we got bear boxes. Why? Oh, here we go. There we go. So this one right here, flashing right there. That's not a bear box. That's the bull's last line of defense, which activates these three. So having gone below that, come above. Here, let me zoom in and make myself small. Having gone below this, below it, came up, used that support, came up, bam, lower high, crashing through. That activated now that these are probable now. Does that make sense? All right, now what I'm getting ready to show you is some more juicier stuff. We're going to keep layering stuff on in a TA or talent. I almost said talent acquisition. That's the other type of TA in this technical analysis. So let me show you some juicy stuff. And I post some badass charts on Twitter too. Make sure you're following me, Cosasverdes too. And if you want up to 20 updates a week, 1 to 3 a day, 7 days a week to keep you in the know, plus recordings of my Discord live chats, then go ahead and click the join button below this video to figure out what I provide in the YouTube tiers, and my Discord links are in the description section of all my videos if you want to learn strategies for either investing in crypto or straight up trading crypto. I cater to both types of people. All right, now Now, with those basic assumptions, let's take these off and let's zoom in. Should I leave that? I might. I won't leave that. Now let's go to this channel. So what we've recently been dealing with is a trading channel. Go to the 30-minute chart. We've been dealing with a trading channel, and Bitcoin has broken below it. Okay. So I had all that crazy stuff going on at the last line of defense, at that first bear box that I said, but I said it's the last. That was right here at 30K, made by weekly wicks farther left. The major weekly wicks. That was the last line of defense right here, and it just went through it. Resistance came down. Okay. And then it was using that last line of defense with the point of control. So this box is the point of control of this range, top of the range, bottom of the range, all these little lines between, right, for symmetry. It's gone below it. Now zoom into here. Look. It went below it, came above, failed the line. So failing a resistance or previous support means to go below it, go all the way back above it. But when you come down to test it, you dive through. That's a failure. Another failure, a perfect rejection. Let me go down to the 3-minute chart just to show you my lines freaking work. They're real. And when I tell you, please copy my lines, you should probably do it. And if you want to watch a Tradingview video on how to set up charts and use an object tree so you can make your channels flash on and off with one click, okay, go ahead and click that link up here, or just look on my playlist on my channel. I'll show you how to do this stuff. All right, so look, this is perfect. Like, who else in crypto had this line here like that? I don't think you're going to find anybody. All right, now, so it's making lower lows and stuff. In order to work yourself out of the situation where you have a previous support, you come down, use it as resistance, failure, rejection. The only way that is common, okay, is that Bitcoin starts making higher lows and higher highs on the 5-minute chart. I'm on the 3-minute. It is now making lower highs and lower lows. This literally could be the beginning of capitulation right now. Right now, literally, we could be looking at it. You could wake up to 22K Bitcoin. I am freaking serious. On Monday, or hell, I'm recording this on freaking Saturday, and I'm gonna delay post it for Sunday. So gosh, I kind of hope it doesn't happen on Sunday. However, I'm recording this on Saturday night. Maybe you can see down here. Oh no, you can't see, but I'm recording this at 10 p.m. at night, New York time. Anyway, so since it's getting ready to fall out of here, and remember the green line, the last line of defense, it's now below it, which initiates the bear targets below the 4 horizontal boxes, right? So it is officially initiated from that horizontal, plus it's doubly initiated from this trading range now that it has failed the line, rejected from the line, lower lows and lower highs. It really doesn't have a chance to get back above. And if it does, it's not going to go above this line somewhere around 29.3 to 29.4. It's not going to happen unless something miraculous happens where a whale who doesn't know what he's doing, or perhaps it's a coordinated group that do know what they're doing, to do one more bull trap, which they didn't need because longs were off the chart, which I told you all, the longs were not the smart money. I told you. The longs were not smart money. They weren't. Told you. All right. Anyway, but it was obvious. Like, smart money wouldn't do that unless they're doing it for a fake out for some reason. But I don't think that's true either, because it already would have gone down to 22K, like literally within a day after this move. So yeah, it was dumb money doing that. All right. So now we've fallen out of this channel. Now where is it going immediately? Well, we go back to the previous channel that it was in, that it busted back above it. And that was this long channel. That's a 3-month long channel that goes back all the way to 48K Bitcoin back here in March. Okay, 48K Bitcoin back in March. It lived in this channel for a long ass time. Okay, so let me get rid of that one. So this channel I'm flashing here. I'm flashing my channels, like flashing my titties here. Okay, NFT models. Okay, I need to start getting more views, so maybe I'll flash my channels and put some nice lipstick on my lips. Anyway. So it's falling out. It's pretty much confirmed, both, again, from the bear box horizontals. Last line of defense is broken. Okay, horizontal plus the range is broken. It's essentially confirmed broken. Something miraculous has to happen for it to come back. And if it does, it's not going over 29.4. So we're done with that. this is where we are going. That one. We are going back into this channel period with an well, not period, but with an extremely high probability. Does that make sense? And when you enter it, you typically don't bounce until you hit the point of control, which I didn't make a sexy point of control for this one. And if you want to see how I do it one more time, even though I might make a standalone video on how to do this, I use the tool. I've started, so it shows up over here now on this thing, but it's somewhere over here in one of these guys. I don't know which one. But anyway, you look for the thing that is called rotated rectangle. You make the line parallel to your most important line or whatever, and everything else is parallel to it. You make it like that. You drag it just a little bit. Don't worry about the thickness. That's not what she said. And then once you get her in place, then you worry about the thickness. And maybe go like this, just play around with it a little bit, something like that. There you go. Now it looks like one of my typical sexy charts, since I clearly have the sexiest channels in all of crypto. That is it's not open for discussion. Okay, now it's going back in this. Now, the question here is, how far into this will it go before a reasonable bounce? Like I said, when you fall back into a channel after breaking out of it, so you can see behind me like I'm a weatherman here. So this area here, cloudy and low pressure stuff, okay? This came, it rolled out of this channel, used it as support perfectly. See that? Here, let me zoom in actually. Let me get my dumbass smaller. Okay, so look, it came out of the channel, use it as support perfectly, lower high, support perfectly, level, 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 and actually a bullish formation, at least starting right here it was, and then bam, and then the circus show started happening from here to here, a lot of circus, and then failure, right? Okay, so it's coming back here. It could get a decent bounce somewhere at 27.2. Maybe. And if it is a bounce, it's going to be a lower high. So if we can zoom into this area to make a good guess of how it will look, I'll tell you by far, only under the, okay, so hear what I'm saying, only under the circumstances that it does bounce there, which I think it will bounce lower. But if it does bounce there, then it's going to make this type of pattern right, something like this. And I'll show you what this is here in a second. So when, yeah, actually that was perfect. So if it bounces there, what it's going to do is before the last leg down, you will have a higher local high. Technically it would be this one, but I like this one better because it's closer to this wick. So actually maybe from here to here, that wick, come up, do lower high, boom, bada, bang. So from that height to that wick, whenever you see a local high, so it is this high, sorry, it's not that one. This is what it's, okay, and look, if it bounces here, this is what it's going to look like. If it doesn't bounce here, it won't look like this. I'll be able to drag this down and then it'll look like this. This is just so common, right? At least the first half is. This is how freaking Bitcoin moves. I'm trying to teach you something really important. Listen to this. I'm totally serious. And I drill this into my Discord community a bunch. When you have a last leg down, you're expecting, maybe not a recovery, but a bounce. It almost always looks the same. You have an aggressive move down, 1 wave, 2 waves, 3 waves. You have 3 pushes, 1, 2, 3. And in the second and the first one, you'll have a wick down that meets a local high. When it bounces, it goes up to meet that. So all you do is you put a rectangle here from that wick to that high, and that's where it's going. Where did this one go? Came up like a few dollars short, obviously, but that's where it went before it went down. Exactly to that box. It's how it always happens. Unless whales pump stuff up. But if whales pump stuff up to get people to go longer so they can take on more shorts, where do you think it goes? It goes to the next thing up where you have a wick and some type of local high. It'll go between those boxes in the most bullish assuming it's not a reversal. The next local high with that local high, those are the only two options if it were to blast through there, and then it would turn around. So if you're shorting in that type of scenario, you only have to set one here, get stopped out, and then spread some limit cells kind of wide there. You wouldn't want to try it 3 times. Yeah, it's only 1%. Yeah, you can spread out limit cells throughout 0.5%. That's fine. Yeah, and that's how you do it. And again, this is the type of training I provide for particular VIP tier on Discord. So remember, you can go check it out. Links to that in the description section. All right. And also here, just before I keep going, I'm going to show you more juicy stuff. We haven't gotten to the bottom yet. Okay. So give me a fucking thumbs up here.
Give me the thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Yeah, it's corny, whatever, but just do it. All right. Now, this is a lazy formation. This is lazy. What it typically looks like is 1 drive, boom, 2 drive, bam, and then a hesitation, and then the 3rd drive, and then I will actually draw over this. Then it usually goes boom, similar to this, It'll come up to that point, then come down exactly to this low. And then it could come up here, get rejected, okay? And go from that first box, which is most common. So actually, I'll take this off. That is more common. And that is a failed inverse head and shoulders, where people try to get folks bullish, so they take on longs. Then whales are taking on shorts as that happens. And then the whales sell on spot to crush all the retail people who are following channels, giving signals on freaking inverse head and shoulders. They're printing the shape for them on purpose. Like, oh my God. All right. Anyway. All right. So that is a little bit more common than this lazy one. So what this yellow fractal is, it's a lazy version of that. This is not quite as typical. This was laziness. And this was leading up to that announcement with CPI data, which is why it didn't look quite the same. What I drew is way more common. So that's what you could expect. All you do is, when it bounces, you look left of the bounce. You look at a first high or low with some type of wick down, and the wick to that high of that low is where your box is. That's where it's going. Very likely. And then it turns around. However, once it hits that box, turns around. If you see 5 minute, so I will, okay, so now I'll draw something. Here's the second one, if it's going to hit that box. On the second one, if it hits here, it'll go boom, make on the 5 minute chart, not the 1 hour, it'll make higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and it'll go like this, and then up, and then boom, 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 and then down. That's how it would go. And I'll make that a different color. This is, and I'm telling you, this is how it's going to move if it bounces at 27.2, yeah, at around 27.2. This is almost exactly how crypto moves. I'm telling you, it's 3 strikes down. It goes up to the higher first local high, which has a wick just to that left of that, and that's the box it goes. Usually they're pretty close, within 1 to 2% on Bitcoin. On altcoins, sometimes like 10%, which makes some altcoins harder to trade to get into a short in a bear market. Unless it's Cardano. Cardano is the easiest coin out there to short because it always hits a freaking wick every time. All right, anyway. But I won't show you which ones those are, because that's for my community, because they pay for good information like that. All right. But hey, I was a freeloader for 4 years. You're more than welcome to take this. This is really, I mean, like, where else do you get this kind of information for free? I have people leave comments on my channel saying I give away too much. Where else are you going to get this type of stuff? I don't think you're going to get it anywhere. All right. I could be wrong. And if I am wrong, please leave. Actually, well, I do have a few channels that my 2 favorite, or one of my 2 favorites, gives pretty damn valuable information as well. But anyway, all right, so that's if 27.2 gets the bounce. But I think it's more probable now that the last line of defense is support. We are entering capitulation right now. It's going, instead of doing all that, yeah, it's probably going to go, it's probably going to go boom, boom, past it, boom, like do something small, but then it's going to peter out. Let's go boom, 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 something to this effect, and then come almost straight down here. All right? Something to that effect, and it should be rather aggressive. The only area that it's not aggressive is when it's flirting with the top of this channel, it's going to slow down, but it might not go as high as the first option that I showed you, right? It could actually overshoot it and do like all this a little lower and then get rejected from the top of that line. Does that make sense? So it might blast through and hit that. So something to that effect. But I think it won't get any type of, so it's probably going to slow down either between that line and that line. It'll slow down a little bit, which will allow you to prepare to get into short opportunities, especially if this one happens. That one would be easy, but it's actually all easy. As long as there's a clear trend that whales aren't going to piss with. And I don't think whales are going to piss with this trend because it's going to be too strong. And so if it were to come up, it'll go up to some previous local high where there's a wick. Okay. That's where that would be, but it could be this one right here where it bounces and slows down, or it could go below and then slow down and use that as resistance. And then it's going to go pretty much straight to 23.1. Okay. And that is, I'm on the 5-minute chart. Like, dudes, this is in like 3 days. Bitcoin could be at 23.1 in 3 fucking days. Gotta stay out of my hair. Alright. And my kids like jumping when they're excited. Sit in that baby chair. Ooh, you might not get good internet in my office, girl, because it's all metal. Alright. The outside's metal. Alright, now of my office. Built a nice pole barn. Alright. And so that is what's getting ready to happen. What you can see behind me as a weatherman. So there are storms in the, and the sun is not even going to come up anymore as a weather forecast. The sun is like dead and it won't come back for a while, or the earth has lost its orbit and we're slowly spiraling into the sun, and we will be burned up and the atmosphere will be gone and we're all dead in like 100 days. That's what this is saying. That is your weather forecast. Although I'm not, a more attractive weather person. Okay. But you're going to have to deal with me as your weather person right now. All right. And that's what we're looking at. So now and I don't even know if that's going to be the bottom. Now, let me get my face off of here and let's zoom out a little bit and let's go to the 8 hour. For some reason, I like the 8-hour chart. It shows like the perfect amount of chaos in the candles and enough price history. So let's put those other tools back on to see how this relates. Okay. And honestly, I didn't plan this far, so darn it, I don't know if this is actually going to lie. Let's see. All right. Oh, yeah. Bam. Actually, that didn't look good at all. There we go. I'm starting to get back to the gym now a lot more. And I'm running a lot more. So hopefully my six-pack is rippling here within, I don't know, I'd say by August. All right, anyway, so luck. Booyah. Remember that first thing I said? I don't think it'll accelerate past that. Boom. Accelerate into it, and that's where they cross. And if it went even farther in a capitulation and wicked just a little past where I don't think it'll go, it'll hit the bottom of that line at 20,000. I don't think it's going to go that low, but it could. I think you'll get a bounce around 22. I think it'll bounce somewhere around 21,160 it'll probably hit that line. I think this trend will trump this more micro or mid micro channel. So that is the more bearish one. Literally next week we could be, or the week after, but within 15 days, Bitcoin price could be at 21.1 or at 21,000. Okay, on a wick, it won't be there long because it's going to bounce hard and it'll probably go straight to the top of this channel back at 25. It'll bounce real hard, sort itself out, and then potentially make another leg down. But after this hits, I could see some accumulation zone happening. It could last like 2 to 3 months. After this, that is when Bitcoin might move sideways for like 90 days. And then start reminiscing the end of 2018, where it bounced and stayed level. Not the big bounces, but like on the fourth bounce where it's small, midget bounces. Because I think there's going to be another leg down after this, and it's going to probably take it. It's going to take it under 20K most likely. However, 22K looks like a good target right now. It could be my favorite target. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Thumbs up.
If you didn't hit thumbs up, just
thumbs up.
All right, and sorry, I didn't mean to hit that again. And that's what we're looking at. And now let's zoom back out and put on the bear boxes. Okay. And that's a wick below that. Well, yeah, that actually, you know what? If it doesn't stop at 22, it will bounce up and it's going to go back in here. It would actually need to stop at 22. So let's zoom into here more to the 5 minute. Because that doesn't make sense. That horizontal is going to be pretty powerful. It would be, so it would actually be more likely. The worst case for this first leg down would be a wick below that that's extended channel from the 69K top, or 64K top, sorry. That would be at 22. And then you'd get your bounce all the way back up to 25.7 to the top of the channel, slowly but surely. And it, it might not do it immediately. It might do something like this, boom, 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 boom. Might circle out and, do some shape like that. It might not be immediate, but it's probably going to, so that would only be 25 something instead of 26 something if it didn't do it immediately. Does that make sense? So, so my prediction for this, with the idea that it's getting ready to accelerate to the downside, is it could bounce first and slow down. Okay. Or, give a decent bounce, not a reversal, around 27.2. If it doesn't give a decent size bounce there, okay, not a rally, but a bounce, then it's going to at least slow down there most likely around 27.2, either something like this or like this, where this gets rejected from the top line, or it's up here where it bounces on the top line and then goes under. Okay, so it's going to slow down here, and then it's going to begin accelerating again, most likely all the way to 22K, maybe get saved by 23 something at that line that goes from the previous all-time high like that. Maybe 23K, but 22K is much more likely. This could be happening now. It could be at 22K with it. So I'm recording this on Saturday the 11th, New York time. So in Europe, it's Sunday the 12th at about 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. But I really hope it doesn't capitulate before I upload this. I'll probably upload it at 7:30 a.m. on Sunday. This is what's getting ready to happen, folks, with a fairly high probability. Last line of defense is freaking broken. Okay, look at me. The last line of bullish defense is broken. It battled there for a while. The bulls defending that are now worn out. It just got rejected by it. It's fallen out of that channel that was holding it up near that last line of support. The first channel that I said, okay, now I'm getting rid of it, it's falling out of it at the beginning. Okay, it's going to drop back into that next channel. And it's going to go hit that bigger thing over here that goes from the 64K top. That is where it's going, and it's going to hit one of these boxes. It has to. It's going to hit this, and it's going to hit one of these boxes. So it's going to hit 22K. Like there isn't like big money. Not all whales are great buyers, but the ones who are coordinated with traders and smart people making algos, they are smart. That's where smart money is going to drive this. They're not going to buy in between. They'll slow stuff down at 27, maybe 27.2. But I'm telling you, this is a high probability thing. Now, if I do get an inkling that things are going to slow down before there is one situation where that could happen. So let me zoom in here more to the 30-minute. It is possible, okay, that if you make, this wick here, yeah, no, that would be still the same thing. That's what I was talking about earlier. It would go under here, boom, 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 maybe down here, and then play with this slow down. That would be a slow down at 27.2 if it slows down at that wick. So it could slow down 27.2, boom, come back up to 26 to 27, and then come down. And where it would come down is, see that big this orange box here for the top, bottom, and it's going this way. It's going to hit that, and then it's also going to hit this orange thing here because they align there. And okay, let me actually zoom out. So you see how all this connects? Look. So this bear market target, that huge channel that's going to stop price, the trading channel, so this trading channel that price is going to fall into, And when it falls, it's going to hit the point of control. The point of control meets with that big thing back from 64K. See this? It meets with, so the middle of that trading channel meets with this line here from the 64K top. It meets with that horizontal of structure looking left from 2020 before Bitcoin broke all-time highs. And that's where it's going. Everything aligns. It's almost too perfect. Too perfect. So I don't see a more reasonable price path. This is a highly confident price path, and it looks like we're starting. And if Bitcoin cannot separate from the stock market, as the stock market continue going down, as this is trying to work its way up here, okay, it's going to be 12K Bitcoin around February 2023. Because there's going to be a New Year's sell-off, and it's going to go down 40% or more. And maybe if it goes up to 30K, 32K in a big rally, it's going to drop down more. Actually, no, not 30K. That would have to be more like 20K. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to go a lot lower. All right, a lot lower. So after it hits this, I'm not convinced that's going to be the bottom, because that being the bottom of 22K requires either the traditional market starts going back up, which it's not going to it doesn't look like it's going to happen after the CPI data release. The Fed is going to get more hawkish. They're going to make money more expensive to lend. People are going to tight back. The economy is going to shrink, and it's going to reduce the demand for labor because it's an oversupply, and like that will be a bounce area around 22. But at this point, from a pure charting perspective, it looks like it could stop there, but the economic environment is making it almost seem like the out of the four most likely bottoms, 12K, 16.4, what I did in my last video, and I'll link you to it at the end where I specifically show you why, 16.4, 18, 16.4, 18 even, and 22 even, and 12. Oh yeah, 12, 16.4, 18 even, and 22 even. It's almost like 22 even is the least probable because of the economic global macro environment. Please prepare yourself for this. And last note, when Bitcoin bottoms there, altcoins won't be at a bottom for about a year later, maybe even a year and a half. Will they have a 200% rally sometime between that bottom and the Bitcoin's bottom, which could be around here, around 16 or 12? And then when Bitcoin makes a higher low a year later, could they have a 200 to 400% rally? Yeah, you can bet on it. They're probably going to have a 200 to 400% rally before then altcoins make their lowest low and Bitcoin makes a macro higher low somewhere around 20K or 25K or whatever. This is going to be a while. So don't be pulling the freaking trigger on all your altcoins and all your money. Like DCA maybe, but that is not, the Bitcoin bottom is not the bottom for alts. Maybe for Ethereum. Maybe for Ethereum. Maybe. And maybe for Chainlink. Because it's that and Ethereum are the most legit projects out there. But Chainlink's been getting demolished. So I would say nothing besides Bitcoin. And maybe a handful of those weird coins that do something crazy. I really don't know. That's what we got. I really hope this is valuable information for you. And again, check out this video right here, why those four numbers are by far the most probable areas for a Bitcoin bottom, and click this video right here if you want to see my recent video that a lot of people got a good information out of from my Saturday video. You just got Timified Worldwide. Peace.